Welcome back to the College Baseball Wrap-Up. I'm Vinny Servino, College Baseball Supervisor. Joining me from remote location in Texas is Jeremy Brown. What's going on, Jeremy?
Oh, Vin, how are you? Down in Texas, a little warm weather, and I can't complain.
Yeah, a little bit warmer than Massachusetts this time of year, huh?
That's right.
Well, let's dive right into the action. There is a new number one team in this week's rankings, and that is the Vanderbilt Commodores. Probably had the story of the weekend with Jack Leiter and his pitching performance on Saturday. H, you want to expand on that a little bit?
It might not be the storyline of the week, but something maybe we're going to refer to often this year, just with how dominant he was over South Carolina. You know, South Carolina had an offense that rose them up to, I think, in the top 15 in the rankings. Leiter comes out, first ever SEC start, complete game no-hitter, casual 16 strikeouts. Guys started breaking it down. I think all 16 came on the four-seam fastball. It was just a truly dominant outing from a potential 1-1 type pick come July's draft. You know, last week we talked about Team Kumar or Team Leiter, and I think Team Leiter might be trying to make a statement this week, especially just following what Kumar did this past weekend as well. So
yeah, and I'll say to everybody watching out there, we'll stop talking about Kumar and Jack Leiter when they stop pitching amazing performances. So
that's right. So it might be a weekly update. But
yeah. The rest of the SEC, a couple teams that really stood out to me was UF kind of riding the ship after losing their midweek to Florida State. They go ahead and sweep Texas A&M at home. They've looked really, really good. Judd Fabian settled in after an inconsistent week one. Tommy Mason, Jack Leftwich obviously give them two aces right there at the top of the rotation. Mississippi State, too, has a tough matchup against Louisiana State. They end up taking 2 of 3 from Tigers. Just the pitching was really the story there. Obviously, Christian McLeod and Will Bednar making his first start of the year as well is notable. But Landon Sims, at this point, it's become appointment viewing, as I mentioned on Twitter, 30 strikeouts in 12 innings. I mean, it's some serious, serious stuff. And a guy that will probably be seen pretty highly in the 2022 draft board when we go ahead and re-update that. But jumping around the league a little bit, a couple other teams that stood out in terms of kind of riding the ship. One of those teams was Louisville in the ACC, H.
You know, Louisville, they're getting – hopefully Benelis kind of keeps staying on track. You got Henry Davis doing really like next-level type Henry Davis things. We saw – about the elite defensive tools, and now you're kind of seeing the offense really clicking on all cylinders. Speaks of the development at the school, but, I mean – if everything starts clicking, all the arms come back, everybody's healthy, that's going to be a team that you have to watch very, very closely moving forward.
Yeah, and another ACC team, obviously, that was right on the cusp of being ranked last week and is really impressed so far is Pittsburgh. They come off another impressive ACC win, and they have yet to lose an ACC series. So, H, what can you tell me about Mike Bell's team?
He's got the Panthers soaring right now. I mean, like you said, they're going through ACC play right now at a good clip. Kyle Hess is a super athletic outfielder, player you really need to know moving forward. It's top of the level type tools. They were kind of waiting for everything to click. Everything has clicked. They got Mitch Myers going Friday nights, who's just really he's just done what he's needed to do to take the ball deep every game, give the Panthers a chance to win it. They're doing this without Billy Corcoran, who we thought might be the Friday night guy heading into the season, maybe the Saturday guy. He's thrown, like you mentioned, one start this spring, yet here they are, Pitt soaring. I think they're significantly ranked, coming in at 16 for their first time ranking this year. So,
yeah, and I'll touch on one more ACC series that to me is one of the big stories of the week, and that's Florida State going down to Miami and sweeping the Hurricanes with a final combined run differential of 34-2. I mean, the Noles, ever since losing to Mike Bell's aforementioned Pittsburgh Panthers, have kind of righted the ship. Parker Messick, Bryce Hubbard, Connor Grady were terrific this weekend in terms of the starting rotation. The offense has really clicked ever since Mike Barton Jr. made an adjustment towards the end of the Virginia Tech series. Friday night ace Parker Messick and true freshman Wyatt Crowell starting in the lineup now. Parker Messick goes deep in his first collegiate at-bat ever.
Gotta love it.
Lineup construction has kind of always been one of the areas that college coaching can really tinker with the most. And I think right now everything's clicking for the Seminoles, who come back into the rankings after being ranked in the preseason.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if we were going to be able to mention FSU in here, but knowing that's your alma mater, we were going to make sure the Noles got a little love tonight.
Got to make sure the Noles get a little love. But let's talk about a West Coast team. Oregon, 3 straight really impressive conference series victories. H, what do you got on them?
Really, really impressive. It's not Coach Gordon Bombay over there. That's Coach Waz. The Ducks are soaring right now, Vin. They went from UCSB rather. They beat Oregon State. Then they this past weekend took 2 or 3 from Arizona State, who we had ranked, I think, 11 or 12 last week at the most recent update. I mean, they got Kenyon Novan. He's already been player of the week once, 6 home runs this spring. Aaron Zavala, the catcher. You got Cullen Kafka doing really dominant type things on the mound. The whole weekend rotation really is impressive for the Ducks. So they have 3 statement series wins already. They're soaring. They're up to they're debuting, or not debuting, but they're climbing all the way up to 12 this week after not even opening the year ranked. And you don't want to say they're exceeding expectation, because we knew they had these certain pieces that if everything came together, they have the experience, the youth, the athleticism. It's working for the Ducks early this spring.
Yeah, and just to wrap up now, I'll talk about some of the new teams to the rankings. Obviously, we mentioned Florida State coming in at 18 and Pittsburgh at 16. 2 other teams, a couple mid-major teams, Louisiana Tech and Indiana State. Louisiana Tech coming off a massive 4-0 week with a 13-1 midweek drubbing of Ole Miss and a series sweep at Tulane. And then Indiana State goes ahead and takes 2 of 3 from UAB. They had one of the more impressive resumes coming into the weekend in terms of having split with Tennessee and playing a couple other Power 5 programs really competitively. And one thing that stood out to me about both teams is they have legitimate bona fide Friday night aces. Jonathan Fisher at Louisiana Tech goes complete game shutout, 9 innings, 1 hit, really limited hard hit contact. And Jeremy Guerrero for Indiana State strikes out 9 and 8 shutout innings this weekend. 2 Friday night aces for 2 really, really good teams that we could see really climb up the boards for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, having that Friday night gut feel, I know we can go in and take the first game of the series is such a huge weight to have lifted off your shoulders as a coach, just knowing every Friday night you have the guy that can get you that W.
Well, stay tuned for next week's action. As for myself, I'm Vinny Servino, and he is Jeremy Brown. We'll see you next time.
Take care.